Good morning, Miss Danielle. I am getting ready to make my breakfast. So here are all the ingredients that I'm using to make my homemade protein pancakes. I've got some raspberries for the top. I mix a little of the cocoa powder in with my plant protein, my egg whites, and then when I'm done, I like to top it with a little handful of the mini chocolate chips, sugar-free syrup, and some raspberries. So it's super easy. So first thing I do is heat up the pan and then use whatever cooking spray you would like to use. I usually use the avocado oil spray from Aldi's just to kind of coat my pan so my batter doesn't stick to it. Next, all I'm going to do is, this is actually a cup and a half. You can use just 1 cup or whatever you want your calorie intake for the day to be. But I'm going to go ahead and do a cup and a half. Well, a little bit under. I didn't quite have enough fillet, but so that's just my egg whites. I just pour them into the bowl. And as you can see, I added 1 tablespoon of the cocoa powder and then 1 scoop of my brownie batter protein powder. So it was just 1 scoop. And then all I'm going to do is just take a whisk and whisk it together till it's real smooth. And I just whisk it until I get it to the consistency that I want. There might still be a few lumps in it, but for the most part it's pretty smooth. So once you have it to the consistency that you want, we're just going to go ahead and you just pour it right into your greased pan that's already been on, heating up. So we'll pour that in here in just a second. I used a bigger pan, so this one will cook a lot faster, but if you use a smaller pan, of course the batter is going to be thicker, deeper, so it might take a little longer to cook. But I usually let it cook for a couple minutes, and just like real pancakes, you'll know when it's ready to flip because you'll start to see it'll get like bubbles in it and little air pockets around the edges and stuff. And when it feels firm enough, you can just take your spatula and flip it. So I'm going to let this cook for just a couple of minutes and then I'll show you when it's ready to get flipped. It's been a few minutes. You can start to see it's starting to bubble just a little bit, but if I shake the pan, you can still see it's a little bit watery still over here. So I'm just waiting until it gets all firmed up a little bit better, and then I'll be able to go ahead and flip it once everything is not soupy anymore. So you can see it's all kind of bubbling around the edges and in the middle. And then if I give it like a little, you can see it's not soupy anymore. I already tried. You can see where I'm getting ready to flip it. So I'm going to flip it here to the other side. So that's what it looks like after I flipped it. You can see, keep in mind it's not going to be just exactly like a pancake, but pretty close. It's going to taste pretty good. So after I flip it, I go ahead and I just turn the heat off, and I'm just going to leave it on there for just another like 2 minutes to let it finish cooking. And when it's done, then I'm going to go ahead and plate it and put all my toppings on it. Alright, so I'm getting ready to plate my pancake. So a lot of times I like to kind of crease it a little bit with my spatula, just a little bit. This way I can fold it in half. A little easier to fit on the plate. So as you can see, I'm just scooping it. Put it on my plate. And then I'm ready to add my toppings to it. I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you weigh or measure your food like I do. So I have it set to the milliliters. And then I'm just going to pour my sugar-free syrup on top. And I usually do 1.5 servings of the syrup because it can get a little bit dry sometimes, the pancakes. So I do 45, it's kind of hard to see, but I went over, but 45 milliliters. And then I just set it to grams. And then 1 serving of chocolate chips is 15 grams. I went 1 over, but there's 16 grams. And then you can put as many raspberries on top as your little heart desires, because they're pretty low in calories. There. So there you have it. Pretty little chocolate protein pancakes. Calories, I'd have to double check, but it's usually right around 400, 440 maybe. And it's a ton of protein and good carbs. I'll give you the exact macros here in just a second when I upload the video. But there was your breakfast.